The rain hammered against the windows of Chancellor Palpatine's office. Inside, the air crackled with raw Force lightning. Mace Windu stood firm, his purple blade humming, pointed at the broken figure crumpled against the wall. Palpatine's face was twisted, burned, no longer human. The mask had finally slipped. "He's a traitor," the Sith Lord hissed. "He is the traitor," Mace answered. Far below, Anakin Skywalker was sprinting through the halls of the Senate building. His heart pounded. Padmé's voice echoed in his head. The visions of her death, the promise Palpatine had made, the power to save her. He had to reach them. He had to stop Mace. But the storm outside was thick. Traffic on Coruscant clogged the sky lanes. His speeder was still minutes away. In the office, Palpatine raised a trembling hand. "Please, don't let him kill me." Mace did not hesitate. He had seen the corruption. He had felt the darkness. He knew what this creature truly was. The purple blade swung down, clean, final, precise. Sheev Palpatine, Darth Sidious, the Dark Lord of the Sith, the architect of 1,000 schemes, fell silent. His head rolled across the polished floor. The Force itself seemed to gasp. The 1,000-year plan, the Empire, the Order 66 command, all of it, gone, in one strike. Seconds later, Anakin burst through the doors. He froze, his eyes locked on the body, on Mace, on the lightsaber still glowing in the Jedi Master's hand. "What have you done?" Mace turned slowly. His face was grim. What had to be done? But Anakin was already shaking, already breaking. The visions of Padmé's death flashed before him. And now, the only man who promised to save her was dead. The galaxy had just been saved. But Anakin Skywalker was about to fall apart. Anakin stood frozen in the doorway. The smell of burnt flesh filled the air. Rain still pounded the shattered window. And there, on the cold marble floor, lay the broken body of Sheev Palpatine. Mace Windu turned slowly. His purple blade still hummed. His chest rose and fell, heavy with the weight of what he had just done. "Anakin, it had to be end this way." But Anakin did not hear him. His eyes were locked on the corpse, on the only man who had promised to save Padmé, on the only path he believed could keep her alive. His hand drifted toward his lightsaber. The Force around him began to twist, dark, heavy, hungry. Mace felt it instantly. He raised his weapon, cautious now. "Skywalker, don't. You killed him. He was a Sith Lord, Anakin. He was the enemy we have hunted for 1,000 years. He was going to save her." The words exploded out of him. Raw, broken. A confession he had buried for weeks. Mace's eyes narrowed. Save who? Silence. Anakin's hand trembled on his lightsaber hilt. The blue blade flickered to life, then hovered in the air between them. For a long moment, neither Jedi moved. Then Anakin's knees buckled. He dropped to the floor beside Palpatine's body. His blade switched off. His shoulders shook. "She's going to die," he whispered. "I saw it. Every night. I saw it." Mace stared down at him. The rage, the fear, the pain. It was all there, written across the face of the Chosen One. And in that moment, Mace Windu made a choice that would change history. He did not arrest Anakin. He did not report him. Instead, he knelt beside the broken Jedi and placed a hand on his shoulder. "Then we save her, Skywalker. The Jedi way." Anakin looked up, eyes red, breath shaking. And for the first time in months, he felt something other than fear. He felt hope. But across the galaxy, something else had just stirred. A shadow, a whisper, a pair of yellow eyes opening on a distant world. The Sith were not finished yet. The storm outside had passed. Anakin sat in a quiet meditation chamber deep within the Jedi Temple. His robes were torn. His hands still shook. But the noise in his head, that constant, dark whisper that had followed him since childhood, was gone. For the first time in years, he could think. Mace Windu stood across from him. Yoda sat to his right. Obi-Wan Kenobi stood near the door, arms crossed, eyes heavy with worry. "You hid the visions," Yoda said softly. "You hid the fear." "I didn't know who to trust," Anakin whispered. "And the Chancellor?" Mace asked. "How long had he been turning you?" Anakin closed his eyes. memory after memory came rushing back. The opera house, the late-night talks, the promises, the slow, careful poison. Years, he said, maybe my whole life. The room fell silent. Then Obi-Wan stepped forward. He knelt beside his old apprentice, his brother, his friend. Anakin, we should have seen it. I should have seen it. Anakin shook his head. No, I should have come to you. I was afraid. Fear leads to the dark side, Yoda said. But fear shared becomes courage. Mace placed his lightsaber on the floor between them. A gesture, a choice, a trust offered, not demanded. You stand at a crossroad, Skywalker. The Order will not punish you for what was done to you. But the path forward must be yours. Anakin stared at the lightsaber. Then at the faces of the men who had raised him, fought beside him, believed in him. He thought of Padme, of the twins growing inside her, of the future he wanted to build. And slowly, he picked up the lightsaber and handed it back to Mace. I choose the Order. Yoda's ears lifted. Obi-Wan's eyes filled with tears. The Chosen One had not fallen. But across the stars, on a forgotten world of ash and shadow, a hooded figure stirred from deep meditation. Yellow eyes opened in the dark. The death of Sidious had been felt across the Force. And someone was already planning to fill the empty throne. The news traveled faster than light. On Coruscant, the Senate erupted into chaos. The Supreme Chancellor was dead. A Sith Lord. The man who had ruled the Republic for over a decade had been the enemy all along. But while politicians shouted and reporters scrambled, something far stranger was happening across the galaxy. The clones had stopped fighting. On Kashyyyk, Master Yoda watched in stunned silence as Commander Gree lowered his blaster mid-battle. The trooper turned, confused, blinking as if waking from a long dream. Sir, I don't know why I'm here. On Utapau, Obi-Wan Kenobi stood beside Commander Cody. The clone removed his helmet. His hands were shaking. General, something just left my head. Something cold. Across the outer rim, on Felucia, Megiddo, Saleucami, every clone trooper felt it. A whisper that had lived inside them since birth was suddenly gone. Order 66 had died with its master. But the Jedi soon learned the terrible truth. The chips, the conditioning, the hidden command that would have turned every clone into an executioner. Republic doctors began emergency scans. The evidence was undeniable. The clones had been weapons, bred, programmed, used. And the man behind it all was already cold on a marble floor. Across the galaxy, separatist forces also began to falter. Without Sidious feeding them orders through Count Dooku, their war machine sputtered. General Grievous, hiding on Utapau, found his droid army suddenly out of sync, confused, leaderless. Within 72 hours, ceasefire signals lit up every major system. The Clone Wars were over. People wept in the streets of Naboo. Bells rang on Alderaan. On Coruscant, fireworks lit the sky as billions celebrated a peace they had stopped believing in. But inside the Jedi Temple, Mace Windu stood before a holomap of the galaxy. Red dots blinked across hundreds of worlds. Each one a Sith hideout, a secret base, a loose thread. This isn't over, he said quietly. Yoda nodded beside him. Begun, the cleansing has. Far away, on a black world wrapped in storms, a Sith holocron pulsed once, then went dark. Someone had just claimed it. The fire pits of Mustafar glowed red against a black sky. Inside the command bunker, the Separatist Council huddled around a dead holoprojector. Newt Gunray paced. Wat Tambor argued. Poggle the Lesser hissed in fury. Where is Lord Sidious? Gunray demanded. Where are our orders? But the channels were silent. The droid armies were freezing across the galaxy. Their fleets were retreating without command. Their war was crumbling. Then the doors hissed open. It was not a Sith who entered. It was Obi-Wan Kenobi, Mace Windu, Plo Koon, Kit Fisto, and behind them, Anakin Skywalker, his blue lightsaber humming low. Gunray stumbled back. Skywalker, we were promised. Promised what? Anakin asked, his voice cold but controlled. Power? Protection? You were lied to, just like the rest of us." Tamber reached for a hidden blaster. Mace's purple blade flashed once. The weapon clattered harmlessly to the floor. "You will stand trial," Mace said. "All of you." The council froze. They had expected death. They had expected fire. Instead, they were given chains. Within hours, Republic gunships descended on Mustafar. The Separatist leaders were marched out, one by one, before the cameras of the entire galaxy. No executions. No silent endings. Just light. Cold, public light. 3 days later, the Senate chamber on Coruscant was packed. Trillions watched from across the stars as Newt Gunray took the stand. "Tell them," Bail Organa said. "Tell them who started this war." Gunray's voice trembled. "Darth Sidious. He was Chancellor Palpatine. He funded both sides. He created the war. He created the army. He created everything." The galaxy gasped as one. The Republic that the people had bled for had been a lie. The war that had killed millions had been a stage play. And the man they had trusted with absolute power had been the greatest enemy of all. In the gallery above, Padme Amidala placed a hand on her swollen belly. Tears streamed down her face. Beside her, Anakin held her tight. But in the shadows of the Senate, Bail Organa frowned. He had been studying Sidious's records, and one name kept appearing in the encrypted files. A name that should have been dead for 13 years. A name from Naboo. Mal Padme Amidala did not die on Polis Massa. The Emperor never rose. Anakin never burned on Mustafar. And the Clone War ended before it could become a funeral pyre for the Republic. In this calmer galaxy, the birth of Luke and Leia was not wrapped in secrecy. It became a promise. Padme returned to Naboo with Anakin at her side and the newborn twins in her arms. Theed did not greet them with fear. It greeted them with bells, banners, and stunned hope. The people saw not fallen heroes, but survivors. For the first time in years, the future looked gentle. The twins grew beneath open skies and palace domes, raised by their mother's grace and their father's hard-earned peace. Padme taught them duty, patience, and the weight of public trust. Anakin taught them motion, instinct, and how to hear the Force in silence. He was no longer a warrior chasing victory. He became a father trying to deserve tomorrow. Across the galaxy, the Jedi slowly rebuilt, not as generals, but as guardians again. Masters who survived the war came to Naboo often. They did not hide Luke and Leia. They studied them. Two children, bright in the Force, tied to old prophecy and new possibility. Some whispered the twins might heal what the war had broken. But peace created its own dangers. Senators began to speak of dynasties. Admirals watched Anakin with unease. Old separatist financiers vanished into the Outer Rim. And, in the shadows left by a defeated Sith plan, loyalists searched for another path to power. Then, on the twins' 10th birthday, a transport arrived over Naboo without clearance. It carried no army. No demands. Only a sealed holocron marked with a dead symbol of the Sith. When Luke touched it, every light in the palace died instantly. In the darkness, a voice spoke from the holocron, cold, ancient, and impossible. Anakin stepped forward, ignited his lightsaber, and realized the past had not come back for him. It had come for his children. The holocron did not hold Sidious. It held a fury. Beneath the cliffs of Dathomir, Darth Maul felt Luke and Leia touch the artifact, and he knew the time for hiding was over. Maul had survived every ending. Cast aside by his master, broken by Kenobi, hunted by rivals, he had vanished into the wounds of the galaxy. There, while peace returned, he rebuilt in silence. He found clone commanders who worshipped control. He gathered fallen DarkSide adepts, smugglers from Crimson Dawn, captains, spies, and war profiteers who feared a republic growing strong again. Sidious had wanted a perfect empire. Maul wanted a vengeful one. His strikes began as whispers. Supply depots burned in the mid-rim. Patrol ships vanished on trade lanes. Outer Rim governors received threats signed only with a red sigil from a dead Sith age. Each attack looked small, but together they spread poison through the Republic fear. On Naboo, the holocron answered Luke and Leia with visions of ash, broken moons, and a horned warrior standing before a throne of bones. Anakin reached for his saber at once. Obi-Wan studied the images and went still. Padme understood first. "This is not a warning," she said. "It is bait." She was right. Maul seized the holonet in a brutal burst. His face filled Senate chambers, command bridges, and marketplaces across the stars. He called the Jedi weak. He called peace a lie. Then he named the twins as the heart of the New Age and the key to destroying it. At the ruins of an ancient Night Sister fortress, Luke and Leia would be delivered to him. Refuse, and his hidden war would begin with Naboo. At that hour, alarms screamed across the planet. Stealth cruisers rose from Dathomir's storms. Maul had not come to bargain. Then a second signal hit Naboo's defense grid. Maul was not alone. And as Anakin looked to the sky, he realized the final reckoning had already begun. Naboo's skies burned with engine trails as Maul's stealth cruisers dropped through the clouds. Palace guns opened fire. Sirens wailed across Theed. Families ran for shelter, while Jedi forces rushed to their stations. This was no raid meant to frighten the Republic. This was a test of blood and nerve, aimed at one family. And Anakin Skywalker understood that. He did not send Luke and Leia away. That choice would have repeated the fear, the lie that love had to be hidden to survive. Instead, he brought them to the war room. Obi-Wan stood at the central table. Padme was there now. Reports flashed in. Ships had entered the system from 3 vectors. Droids were landing in the swamps. Armed cells were rising inside the capital. Maul had planned for panic. He wanted Naboo to break itself before the strike. Luke stared at the battle map. Leia studied the movements and saw the pattern first. "He is hurting us," she said. Anakin looked at her, then at the lines. She was right. Every attack pushed defenders toward the palace and away from the old mountain vaults beyond Theed. Those vaults were once used by Naboo mystics who listened to the Force in silence. The holocron, the visions, Maul's message, all of it pointed there. Obi-Wan's face darkened. He remembered records from the Jedi archives, fragments that spoke of balance not as victory, but as release. The Sith had twisted every prophecy into a weapon. The Jedi had often made the same mistake in gentler words. They had searched for a chosen one who would destroy their enemy. But the deeper truth was crueler. If one side tried to rule forever, the cycle would begin again. Anakin felt that truth hit like a blade in an old wound. All his life, people had pushed destiny onto him. Slave, Jedi, hero, threat, chosen one. Each name had demanded something. Each fear had fed the next disaster. Even peace had not ended the pattern. Maul was proof. Sidious had fallen, yet the hunger for control had survived in every corner he left behind. Then, the holocron opened by itself. Red light poured across the chamber. Luke and Leia stepped back, but Anakin did not. A voice rose from inside, ancient and cold, yet strangely clear. To end the Sith is not to kill the last Sith. The room fell silent. The cycle ends only when fear no longer writes the future. Obi-Wan closed his eyes. Padme gripped the edge of the table. Anakin heard echoes of Mustafar, of the life he almost destroyed, of the children he might have lost before they ever drew breath. The prophecy had never been about revenge. It had never been about winning one final war. It was about breaking the chain that turned love into fear, fear into control, and control into empire. Maul attacked because he believed pain gave him purpose. Sidious had believed order could be forced. The Jedi Order, in its pride, had once believed peace could be guarded without cost. All of them had fed the same wheel. Anakin straightened. "Then we do not answer Maul with his own game," he said. "We end it another way." He made his choice fast. Padme would lead the evacuation of Theed and keep the Senate link open. Obi-Wan would command the defense fleet in orbit. Anakin would take Luke and Leia to the mountain vaults before Maul could claim them. Not to surrender, not to hide. To confront the place Maul wanted and force the truth into the open. They moved at once. Gunships lifted from the palace landing pads under heavy fire. Naboo starfighters streaked overhead. In the streets below, citizens and guards fought side by side to hold back Maul's infiltrators. Luke felt fear pressing at him from every direction, hot and sharp. Leia felt the same fear, but she shaped it into focus. Anakin sensed both currents in the Force and understood that his children were already facing the same test that had once broken him. At the mountain vaults, the stone doors were already open. Torches burned inside, though no one had lit them. Night Brothers and hired killers lined the entrance. At their center stood Darth Maul, double-bladed saber unlit, eyes fixed on the twins. He smiled, not with triumph, but recognition. "You finally see it," Maul said. "This was never about me. It was about what comes after all of us." Then the ground beneath the vault began to shake. Deep below Naboo, something ancient answered the holocron's call. The walls cracked, the Force itself twisted like a storm waking from sleep. And as Luke reached for Leia's hand, Anakin realized the final battle would not decide who ruled the galaxy. It would decide what the Force became next. Maul ignited both blades with a violent snap hiss, and the vault answered with a roar from deep below. Anakin stepped forward, his children beside him, and knew there could be no return to the old ways. As the mountain began to split, the future of the Force opened like a wound.